Hi, this is Brian Van and Josh Hayes here from Sport Bike Track Gear, sportbiketrackgear.com. We're going to do just a real brief video review on one of Josh's favorite articles, and it's the Teknic Speedstar boot. And it just so happens that we here purchased all of the remaining Teknic Speedstar boots left in the country, and they're having a great sale on these boots. And you know what? Affordable prices, discounts, those things are great, but at the end of the day, you still want to get yourself a product that is going to perform. We're going to let Josh just tell you, what do you like about these boots?
I've been a pretty big fan of these boots. Here lately I've been testing some new ones, but it looks like I very well may end up sticking with these boots. I've been fortunate. I've worn quite a few different boots, and I feel like these have offered me the best protection of any of the ones that I've worn. I've experienced quite a few crashes where I've come out very safe, and as far as like traction on the bottom, I think Scott did a great job with the grip level that he's gotten out of these boots. They're a little wide, but they're not any wider than a lot of the other boots that now have the hinges on them and do a lot less damage to the motorcycle.
It's kind of like an optical illusion because the hinges and stuff being bolted to the outside, you still have this narrow looking boot, and then you see it like it kind of jumps out for a hinge. Well, this one, all the hinges are on the inside, so the shell needs to be a little wider.
Yeah, one other issue that I've had quite often was always when I wore the other boots that had a hinge or anything, or even a heel cup on the inside of the boot. I always got that stuck on the motorcycle whenever I was moving my feet to work the brakes and the shifter and things like that. And so with this, having this more smooth surface and the leather surface, it tends to be able to move around quite a bit easier. For the two-piece boots with the inner booty, like what you're wearing, and the outer boot, for these type of boots, I've worn quite a few different ones. Mobility has always been a pretty big issue. This boot seemed to offer the most range of motion that I was able to get out of any of them. I think that they got good protection without going overkill, and so that, sometimes it's like wearing a cast. If it doesn't bend at the ankle, it's going to bend at the end of the boot right here, and you don't want that to happen.
No, you don't.
And these boots were supple enough that you could move, walk, and ride in them really well, but protective enough to keep you from getting hurt real bad when you needed them.
Excellent. And that's also been, I'm a real big fan of these boots myself. That's actually my boot. Josh is holding. How cool is that, huh? And it's the sleek design on the outside that I really appreciate too. I've worn a lot of the different brands that do have the hinges external, and I've had them catch on my heel guards, and you're trying to change body position, you're braking, you're downshifting, you're trying to enter a corner, and then when you try to move and you realize your foot's stuck. That's not cool.
Throw some bumps in there and it gets even worse. Get the rear wheel off the ground a little bit and you start to panic sometimes. So.
Exactly. So that's kind of a benefit of this design, along with the protection and the comfort. The cool part for you guys is it's a pair of boots that was $400. It's a lot less now. I would say take advantage of it and make a purchase. You're not going to be disappointed in these boots.
I don't think you will.
Thank you.